Okay, so this morning I'm meeting a young gentleman from Hickling and Squires by the name of Josh Gilbert. And he's so come on, Josh, tell us a little bit more about you, who you are. Your age is not important, but in terms of young people in print, it's nice to know it and where you work.
Okay, so my name's Josh Gilbert and I'm 20 years old and I work at Hickling and Squires. I've been working here now for about just under 3 years and started off in production. So I've been doing that for about 2 years and then I've slowly moved myself into sales.
Sorry, let me just check. You're 20 years old and you've been there 3 years.
Yeah, just under, yeah.
How on earth did you walk into a print job at 17? What motivated you? Were you dragged there by a parent?
Dad actually owns half the company and so when I left school I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Did a sports like BTEC college course for two
Yeah.
years, and I did because I really do enjoy sports. So I did that, but then I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to work because I liked the money. I had a part-time job at the time, and then so I stopped my part-time job, and my dad offered me a job here. And then you work, you get the money, and I thought, yeah, it's nice, like because I like the money, like you know what I mean, like the money, like the nice things. Carried on working, and obviously my dad's helped me a lot. So I ain't really got a specific job role. He's just taught me a bit of everything, and it's like been doing a bit of like everything. So the main thing that I've really got into is working on the flatbed, the Acuity Prime, and that's amazing. And then yeah, so then back end of last year, I've slowly started to get into sales, which is becoming more of a full-time thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. I'm still going to go back. It's still pretty impressive. You had a part-time job, which a lot of young people don't seem to do these
So
days,
yeah,
which is a shame. But you're clearly a worker, and your dad spotted it. Yeah, he wants
yeah,
some of the money back that he's been investing in you for years. You
yeah,
realise that, don't you?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what challenges have you found as a young person coming into this sector?
But there has been a lot. I think it's well, not firstly not knowing anything. So it's like jumping on stuff that I've never done before, and it's just like trying to pick stuff up at quite a quick pace
Yeah.
because I find that because obviously I do loads of different things. It's like one week I'll be on the flatbed, for example. So I'll try and remember as much kind as that, but then I might. Well, at the time, I might not have been going on it again for like another 2, 3 weeks. Then go back to it. It's like you need to sort of refresh yourself again. Yeah, some other challenges is that it's just I don't know how to put this. I don't know. I find it very sort of hard to fit in.
Is that
Not
because
not
of your
really
age? Is that an age
sort of
thing?
yeah a little bit because so there is a couple young people who do work with us.
Yeah.
There's someone else my age, but then really other than that, the age gap is like sorry if I'm 20, probably it's probably like 28, like towards the 30s.
Yeah.
So it's a yeah massive age gap. So you did find that yeah you are the youngest, but which now I don't think it's a bad thing. But obviously it is hard going into a working environment young anyway.
Do you find it difficult to relate to other people in the business? I mean, because old people like me, we talk gibberish.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't have any problem with that. To be fair, no, I
Good,
get on with
good,
everyone. I speak to everyone. I have no problems with that.
good. And what about moving into sales? Because that's a bit of a leap. How are you finding that?
So I actually really like it, but the hardest thing I find is like the sitting at the desk and the emails because I just
Yeah.
don't think it's me. So whereas I love to like phone people up, speak to them, and just have a good conversation with them because emails it's like you send an email, I write one out. It's just not how I would say something, but you've got to sort of be professional with email as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an emotion that you can't put into an email,
Yeah, yeah,
or
that's
by
it. Yeah.
accident that you do put into an email. It's a
Yeah,
tricky
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
enjoy meeting lots of new people.
Yeah, I have. So like last week I did a week of nights on the flatbed. Then this week I've been out selling, so I went to see a customer on Tuesday, and that was really good. Like spent 2 hours with her, got on with her really well. Yeah, really nice.
Forgive me asking this question. How old was this customer? roughly?
No, I don't know. A lot older than me. I'd say
Yeah, but
like,
actually say no more. Say no more, because if she
yeah,
sees this video, we could be in big
yeah, I know
trouble,
that.
couldn't we?
Yeah,
What I mean is, she wasn't of your generation; she
no, she
was
wasn't of my
an
age.
extra generation up. But you still managed to relate to her, and that's half the
Yeah.
problem, isn't it? Yeah. What excites you about the job that you've got? What makes you get up in the morning? Not the money. Apart from the
Uh,
money.
no, I think what it is, and I think it's because I've sort of done both. So obviously now I'm going into a bit of sales and doing the production. I think it's seeing people come to us with not really a problem, but ideas they've got for a job, and then actually seeing it when it's up, and when like they're handing it out like leaflets, for example, handing it out to people, or like I don't know if they've got some Fomex on the wall like that. It's just seeing it up, because I've had the best of both worlds where I can see it actually printing, and I printed jobs myself. Then I take it to the customer and they see it up, and it's like that's what I like. You get that sort of good feeling inside you for that. Yeah,
Creativity, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, creativity.
So let's pretend that I'm 20 years old. I know it's a
Yeah,
stretch. I know it's a stretch. What advice would you give to me if I phoned you up and said, Josh, I'm thinking of getting a job at a print company? What would you say?
I'd say first you'd have to see. It's a bit of a difficult one. 'Cause young people don't want to work, like they don't want to put in the hours, but I think you have to do that. You've got to put in the hours, want to willingly want to do it. You need to want to as learn much as possible, like take all the opportunities you can get. Ask as many questions as possible, because yeah, I know they might find it annoying, but the more you ask, the more you learn, and the more you get to know. And also just be 100% honest with everyone. I think
Fantastic.
what I've learned is, especially going in sales, the more you're honest with them, the more they relate back to you, rather than just trying to like say stuff for no reason just to like fill the time or fill. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely cool, mate. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you get involved with any AI processes or not, or is that not yet? Because it's new to print and
yeah. So sort of not really. It's something we haven't looked at as a factory. We've had a little look, but we're quite old school. So we'll have like job bags with a piece of paper on them, and that'll like follow it round the factory. But a couple of people in the office do like they'll use like the chat GTP and that, but and all and for emails. But personally, I think it is good, but I don't agree with it, because I just think it's taking away what humans can do, and like what the ability we have to do it. If everything's just by robots, no one will speak to each other, no one will like want to communicate with each other. So I don't really agree with it.
I'm getting that feeling from you clearly that you
Yeah,
like communicating. Like,
yeah,
and
no, I
what
do.
do your mates do? So you said that, I mean, you've got this job. What about your mates that you left school with? Where are they all
Oh,
at?
so one of my two of my mates, well, no, actually three of my mates work at Rolls Royce.
Big up to them.
Yeah, no, they really
Have they
enjoy
been
that as
given
well.
company cars yet?
No, one of them's getting one soon. So one of them is just about to finish his apprenticeship, and then he said after that he's going to look at getting one, and he's also going to do the degree apprenticeship. So
Well,
in like a couple of years, be fully qualified. Um, my one of my best mates, he works at a tire place. Again, he started that as part time, but they've just took him on, and it's like, yeah, he does really well there for himself. It's work for well, they do air conditioning. They're just about to do their F gas course. So then once they've got that, they're fully qualified. And then for electricians.
the point is, and the reason I asked you this is that there's a perception within old people
Yeah,
that young people don't want to work, and you've just disproved that completely.
yeah.
Where are Hickling and Squires based?
It's in Nottingham, so
Nottingham, yeah.
it's near, yeah, near Eastwood, if you know where that
Despite
is.
being there a few weeks ago, I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's my age then.
Yeah, no.
But the other point for other people watching this video is for them to understand that the young people of Nottingham are open to work and
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
out there doing
yeah.
it. So 10 out of 10 for you. Um, in your job, what future developments? If you somebody said invent something new, what would it be?
It's fair. Funny you say that, because I've come up with some really good ideas. So I mentioned to you earlier about, so in our factory, everything's followed around with job bags.
Yeah.
And like so every job is like has a job bag when it's going down the factory, so you can sort of follow it around. Basically, I said there needs to be a system for that where it's online. There's like one main user where they can edit everything, but then everyone else just has a login so they can look where the job is at all times. Rather than these job bags, it's just on the system. But so it's a big thing to put in though. So that will take like I think that'll take a couple of years before it will ever happen. But we have this thing called U Store, and that's just like for smaller jobs. So I said, why don't we start it with U Store? And if that works, then there's no reason why it won't work on the bigger scale. Yeah.
Has your dad realised that you're there to push him out of a job?
Yeah.
Has he
No.
worked it out yet?
Yeah, I think he's going to work it out. Yeah.
Okay. This is the last question I've got for you. I've actually really enjoyed this, and it's a horrible question. Summarize the print sector in 3 words. 3 words.
Ideas to life.
Wow. Say that again.
Ideas
I
to life.
Ideas to life. That is cool. That is cool. All right. So look, Josh, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
And you kind of like you warm the cockles of my old heart because you're a young man eager to work,
Yeah.
enjoying your work, and coming up with something like that. I absolutely love that. Is there anything you want to say to me or anybody else that's listening, that's watching?
I just think because obviously I know what you're trying to do is push more young people in print, and I know it's something my dad struggles a bit with as well because a lot of his staff now are looking to retire and about to retire, so it is hard to find new people and that are willing to do it. But I just think you just got to give it a go. And like it's one of these things. There's that much more in print now, like all the flatbed stuff and all the science stuff. It's more than just like printing 4-page booklets and everything. There's a lot more to it. And I think if you get in there and take your opportunities right, it won't be boring. It's just what you make it out to be.
Josh, you're an absolute credit to your dad. You're a credit to Hickling and Squires.
Yeah,
Thank you very much indeed.
it's all right. No problem.